happy Friday to everyone out there in the Facebook, YouTube world. This is Nicole Majors with the B Major team, and I have Miss Lindsay Stevens with us. She's going to join us this morning for our Forgotten Coast Real Estate Show. It's our Friday event.
Nice.
And I'm super excited to have you. She is a wonderful woman leader up there in the upper land of New York. So super excited to have you. And, you know, if you want to, let's just introduce yourself and tell us who you are, backgrounds, your family, anything and everything you'd like to share.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Lindsay Stevens. I'm a team leader in, we call it upstate New York. We're about 90 miles north of Manhattan in a little town where our office is in a little town called New Paltz. We service the Hudson Valley region. And we have an amazing team, 25 agents. And super hyper local, pretty young, tech forward, savvy. I think we're, pretty savvy real estate team. My family life, I'm a mom of two girls, 9 and 11. And yeah, that's a little bit about me, my background and who I am.
Yeah. So you have 25 on your team. Just out of curiosity, like I know that we kind of run in the same circles as far as coaches, and how I met you is actually at John Cheplek's house in Las Vegas. But like last year, did you have like 25 agents, or has your team kind of grown over the last couple of years?
So we were an independent brokerage. My husband was the principal broker. We're a husband and wife team. I'm an associate broker. We moved over to EXP in November of 2020. We moved over with 12 agents, and over the last 12 months, doubled our agent count, doubled production, doubled sales volume. So yeah, over the last, I would say, year, the team has doubled, and we always say we're growing, but we're growing with our heart, right? And we're making sure that we're not looking to take on bodies. There was a time that, when it was just the two of us, like when somebody said, we want to join your team, we're like, oh, and okay, yes. But now, we're more aware of who that agent is, and beyond who that agent is, they obviously have to mirror our core values and our principles, but agents that are willing to be held to the standards, right? Like that's a big thing in our coaching circle, these standards and the expectations of the agent. And we're really just looking for people who are hungry for more, like personally, professionally, who just want to be better and do better.
Yep. Which is exactly, I moved over to EXP in December of just this last year. And so it was interesting when agents come to me and ask to join the team. It was like, I was very humbled by that, because I'm like, you want me to lead you? And It's a very interesting experience to go from an agent who is being led to now a team leader. But I'm loving every second of it. And we came up with the core values and the principles and the standards. And, there has been one person who asked to join, and I just did not, it just didn't feel right. Like it wasn't there. And I knew it before they knew it. And I was like, I don't think this one's going to work out for me. So,
and I think you need to be aware of that as a team leader, right? And that's okay. I always say, I'm not for everybody. I'm high strung. I'm high energy. I'm intense. I'm just intense, but I do love, and I have a big heart, but I'm not for everybody. And that's okay. And I say, listen, I'm still here as a resource. I'd love to help you with your real estate business.
Absolutely.
But, if not on the team level, that's okay.
Right. Exactly. So tell me a little bit about, obviously you and your husband are both involved in real estate, and you have 2 younger children. Raising children and being a realtor is not the easiest thing. Is there any advice that you can give to any of these mamas and dads out here with kids that are in the middle of real estate and have young kids? Is there anything you can tell them?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a lot of wine glasses behind me. No, I'm just kidding. We built a business we started in 2009. So it was a recession, it was not a good time to start a real estate business. I was actually 8 months pregnant, quit my job in the city and got licensed. So at the time thought that was a good idea. And hindsight, looking back, it was a good idea. But we raised our daughters while we built this business. And what I love about it is they're involved in it. You know, they know the work that goes into it. They've been on hundreds of showings, they've been on inspections, they've been on appraisals. They like live and breathe the business, and they're young. So I think, you know, we're all trying to figure out this work-life balance, but I feel like it's okay for them to understand the value of hard work. I feel like that's like a lost trait of younger generation. So, you know, they understand why we're working so hard and what we're trying to build and provide the family and their kids one day, hopefully generationally. So, you know, we've done everything, right? We'll give you $1.50 if you just sit in the car and shut your mouth and don't say anything. You know, we say $2.50 if it's a high end client.
I love that.
You know, listen, it's a mess. I call it the messy middle. Like, it's not easy. You know, there's times where they're having meltdowns and clients are on the phone or in the car, and it is what it is. And I always say I kind of resolved myself to the fact that, like, if you wanted to work with me as an agent, like, I have baggage, you know, and that's just the way it is sometimes.
Yep. Well, and I'll tell you this, my girls are 25 and 23 now. So the other day I was having a conversation with my oldest daughter, and she said, she goes, you know, she's going into the medical field, so she's not in, in any kind of real estate.
Well, good for her.
But yeah, but she did tell me, she goes, Mom, she goes, I just want you to know that watching you work so hard over the years and do what is necessary for the family, and then continue to do that even after we are gone, because they understand that what I'm building now is not just for me, but it's for the future of the family. Like you said, for them, for their children, and so on and so forth. Like that legacy that you want to leave for your family. I mean, that's important to me. And when they come back and they recognize that and they thank you for it, it's like a heart melting moment. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's not easy, right? It's not easy, and I think mom guilt is a real thing.
A real thing.
It's hard, you know. And my daughter, she said to me once, you know, the only time I see you is when you're walking out the door, and that's hard to hear, you know. And especially real estate, because there's very little boundaries in the job. You know, you're working sometimes 7 days a week. Clients need you at all hours of the day. You're just trying to juggle it all. Yeah. So I think people that aren't in the business don't understand really the work that it takes and the time that it takes. But yeah, it's
like I said earlier, we make it look easy. It's like a duck swimming on the ponds. Like, you just see the duck just gliding, but underneath they're just paddling like a crazy madman, you know? We just try to stay afloat here. Yeah. We make it look easy. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, being a realtor is super easy. I'm like, you take my phone for one day, just one day. I guarantee you'll be handing it back saying, I will not, either you'll love it or you won't. Like, I love it. I enjoy it. And obviously you do as well. So, so we were also talking about the trends that you're seeing in New York.
Yep.
And so tell us a little bit about what you're hearing up there. Because I'm in Florida, you're in New York, but I think we have some commonality here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like through the pandemic, right? The market nationally appreciated significantly. And we were seeing, like, pretty much everywhere. I don't know if there was a part of the country that wasn't seeing multiple offers and bidding wars and highest and best and people waiving contingencies of all kinds and appraisals and just a free for all. So we're seeing that sort of stabilize a little bit. You know, we're going from 20 offers to maybe 5 offers. It's still, the demand is still there, but I'm feeling it start to level out. We're seeing price reductions happening, which we haven't seen in 2 years, and more price reductions. Obviously, with the rise of interest rates, there's buyers that lost their ability, not only their ability, but their buying power. Like, we had a client that was in, you know, a contract at $575,000, and the swing of the interest rate brought their buying power down $100,000.
Yep.
So, you know, that's a real thing. That's something we're telling people. Listen, our team, especially, if you had a pre-approval from March, it's got to go in the garbage, you know. And people that are in contract, You got to get in front of them. And then obviously our listings, if you have offers with pre-approvals from March, we need an updated pre-approval letter. So that's something we're facing. I think people are starting to feel like, oh, well, maybe I'll just hold out and wait, which is not the answer right now. I don't think in this market either. And then, like I told you, we're seeing a lot of people migrate from New York to Florida. So we are losing quite a bit of people from New York State to the Sunshine State.
From the Garden State, right?
Yeah. Well, we're like the big we're the Empire State.
Empire State. Garden State is New Jersey.
Yeah.
Good golly. Yeah. Empire State to the Sunshine State. Yeah. We are seeing a lot of people move down this way, and investments and second homes. And if you're going to work from home, why would you work in the middle of the city? Or if you don't love it, but there's people who really love the city life, and upstate New York is beautiful. So it's pretty in its own right. It just has snow, and we don't do that here.
Well, that's the thing too. I think through the pandemic, it gave people an opportunity to really reflect on their life and what they want, and that time is short. And then it also gave people the flexibility with work, that they don't have to maybe be locked into New York City. And actually, so many businesses migrated from New York City to Miami. So they're calling it Wall Street South, as far as I know. So
I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah. So,
That's
when you ride through long winters, you're like, why do this?
I feel that. I moved here from Kansas, so I've been through 39 winters, and I was never more happy to hand over my snow shovels to my neighbor and say, I will not need these again.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah, it was really freeing.
Good for you.
Well, awesome. So I think we talked about as well, has there been anyone that's been very inspirational for you or motivational for you to make that step and continue on being the leader that you are?
Yeah, I mean, I have an amazing support system, right? My husband is a total badass, and he's like the guts that I don't have to just take chances and do things that are outside of my comfort zone. I'm more like, okay, we need to think about this, and and he's like, no, he's not afraid to do anything. So my family, both of my parents are entrepreneurs. So I, like my kids, was raised being schlepped around and sitting in the office late at night. And they're not in real estate, but they are, business owners. So I get small business owners. So I understood what it took, and understood how miserable it is to be a kid of
who's watching her mom be on video right now.
I totally understand that, because I'd be like, when are we going home? I had one boss in particular when I went to the University of Massachusetts, and then I moved right to Manhattan after I graduated college. And I thought at the time that I wanted to be in the sports industry. I love sports. I'm an athlete. I went to school for sports management, and I got a job working for a super crazy off the rails Jewish man. And Steve Boyerstein is his name. And if he's watching this, I love you to death. But he taught me everything. He took me under his wing. And I guess maybe he saw something in me, which was probably that I was working for free and working 90 hours a week. I was sleeping under my desk. It was insane amount of work. But I thought it was my way into the industry. So I was willing to do it. And he would bring me to really high level meetings in rooms that I didn't belong as a 20-year-old. And just everything, the way to write an email, that you should never put anything sensitive in writing, how to negotiate big sponsorship deals and get things for free. And he was amazing. So in terms of and my team knows, I still use the font size and type that he told me I had to use in my office. I still write my emails the exact same way. He wrote my letter of reference when I was looking to go to grad school. He was an amazing mentor for me.
Awesome. My last week's interview, she had someone about the same way that saw her in a diner working and just saw her work ethic and offered her something different. And I love that I think that's what we need to do, is be able to see something in somebody else that we can go and say, no, I see something really amazing in you, because it takes that one person to step up and do something like that for you, to teach you so much and bring you under the wing and put you in spaces where you feel like you don't belong. But I guarantee you belonged in that room. But I mean, I feel like that's what me as a leader, that's what I need to do, is when people come to me, like, I need to see that spark and help them ignite that flame. So that's super cool. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I so appreciate you coming on here
Oh,
today.
thank
Is there
you.
anything else you'd like to say? I mean, obviously, I'm gonna like push this out to my loving community out here, but
I mean, if anybody's looking to move from Florida to New
New York,
York, we're here. But no, I mean, I think, like my heart, like yours, is in the real estate industry. And I think, it's times are changing. The industry's changing. We need to do more of this. You have to be in front of people. Don't be afraid to be on camera, right?
right.
Got on it very early in the morning. I texted you like, I'm just dropping my daughter and I'll be right there. We're just doing what we need to do to lead, and inspire, and help motivate people. So, if you're an agent, take the risk and just put yourself out there. Do something that scares you, like start a channel like you did, or show, whatever it is.
I know I start the show and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I love it so much. I've met amazing people and I've heard their stories, and I think everyone has one story in them to share. And I appreciate you doing that with us
Yes,
today.
I appreciate you. And I'm so grateful that I met you and for your friendship. And I love watching your success. So keep crushing
Right back at you, sister.
it.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful Friday. And I will chat with you soon.
Sounds good.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.